Tournament Lounge, episode number... what is it?
312.
312. So, Addy,
Yes.
you are here, but Pink is not.
That is so.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate what happened to him.
Yeah, Sting. Did it again.
Yeah. Did you say Sting or the gas thing?
I said Sting. The wrestler.
Okay, I thought you said like he had a gas leak. My God, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, no, I don't wish that upon him. Only professional wrestler Sting. Or alternatively, fucking lead singer of the police.
Lead singer of the police.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just beats him up.
How has the lead singer of the police never done the crow face paint?
I don't know. I know that the two Stings are on good terms. I have a picture. I have like a collection of like 150 or something wrestling pictures that I just think are neat that I've collected down the past couple of years. And one of them is the two Stings hanging out. And Wrestler Sting went on stage at a police concert and they had him play guitar, I guess for just one song, but it's the two Stings standing right next to each other. And it was during the Surfer Sting days, so both the Stings, if memory serves, are wearing like workout gear, like sweatpants and a wife beater, and they both have dyed blonde hair cut into like a crew cut.
Yeah.
Or a flat top, I think, in Surfer Sting's case. And the only difference between the two is that Wrestler Sting is wearing sunglasses. Singer Sting is not, and obviously you can tell the difference between the faces because, you know, they do look fairly different. But beyond that, it almost looks like they intentionally coordinated their looks. It's great.
Yeah. But like, imagine if Singer Sting came out in AEW dressed as Wrestler Sting.
What I think is real fun, I hope that Wrestler Sting will talk about it at some point. Now that he's finally retiring, maybe he'll like do a little bit more talking about behind the scenes stuff. It's been rumored for years that one or the other has the copyright. Supposedly, I think it might be Wrestler Sting, but I don't know. But they only charge the other $1 a year to use the Sting name.
Nice.
Whichever one it is. That's just one of those little magical things.
Okay. Alternatively, they redo the angle where Sting is attacking people randomly in AEW. Someone in a Sting mask attacks one of the wrestlers. They take off the mask. It's Singer Sting.
What if Wrestler Sting ambushes somebody wearing a Singer Sting mask? Imagine Tony Schiavone sees a guy wearing the mask of Sting in the crowd. It's Sting! The unmasks and Tony goes, no, wait! It's Sting!
Yeah. Like, I really want them. It won't happen, but it would be really funny. If Wrestler Sting is retiring, then they do one less storyline where an imitation Sting starts attacking people and shit, and it's genuinely just a feud between Wrestler Sting and Singer Sting.
Okay, did you see that they did officially announce what his retirement match is going to be?
No.
It's him and Darby versus the Bucks.
Ah, of course.
And the troublesome thing is, Sting is a humble guy who wants to put over the business. So you know he's going to go out on his back.
Yep.
And Darby has a lot of issues, but Darby is not arrogant. Like, Darby's the variety of wrestler, like, they often say that wrestlers, when they want to put on a good match, they'll have a competition to see who can bump better. And that's what makes the best matches is when the two are trying to outbump each other, when they're both trying to take the best bumps.
Yeah,
Darby's like the
Shawn and
extreme
Hogan.
of that mentality.
But yeah, like
Darby like goes to sting at his opponents before every match on a given night and says, "I bet you tonight's the night. Tonight's the night I die. Let's have a good one tonight, boys."
Like you know, Darby has a lot of bad things about him as a wrestler, or at least from the stuff that I've seen. But at the same time, like it does seem apt to call him like Jeff Hardy sells drugs.
Well, he's mini Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Hardy was actually not a huge guy by any means, but Jeff Hardy's actually a fairly big guy. He's probably 6 feet. I don't remember. I'll look it up. Jeff Hardy height. But like Jeff Hardy's actually a fairly big guy.
But you also have to think how many inches have the drugs taken off of him throughout the years.
That and the Swanton bomb he takes on his ass.
Yes.
I've only just a couple days ago started watching Maven's videos on his YouTube channel, and he said one of the best finishes to take was Jeff's Swanton bomb. Because Jeff's Swanton bomb, Jeff is extremely safe with it, and he takes the entirety of the bump on his ass, which is going to cause serious damage and cause him to, for one thing, just have poor posture. But also spinal damage will cause a little bit of loss of height over the years. Not as much as what Hogan claims, because Hogan has claimed that there's also height loss that comes with old age naturally, and Hogan has tried to mask his old age as just being spinal damage. But still, Jeff's inevitably going to have gotten shorter down the years from just taking bumps on his ass so much.
The spinal damage was so bad it even affected the length of his penis, Hogan.
Yeah. Not Terry Bollea's, though. He was always upfront about that one.
Yep.
Man, I only just a month ago found out the context for that quote.
Oh, that was said in court, I think.
Yeah, in court. As part of the Gawker case, which Hogan won and got fabulously rich off of and destroyed Gawker. That's like one of the only good things Hogan's ever done for the world.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right.
I guess for my channel, nothing yet. It's still exam season. I still have two exams to go.
For my channel, more Phasmophobia. I think there's still more Endless Legend. I don't know. At some point, me and Pink are gonna fill in the rest of the strategy schedule with Humankind. I'd probably like to come back to Endless Legend at some point though, because that game's really fun. I may or may not get Total Warhammer stuff done this week. It's difficult to say. The big mod that I've been waiting for over a year came out. The Araby mod. It is gorgeous. It is amazing. I have not yet sat down to play it because this past week has been the week of fixing my sleep schedule and forcing myself to wake up at 10 a.m. rather than 12 to 2. I'd like to push it back to 9, but for now I'm just sticking to pushing it back to 10 and getting that done consistently. And doing that has had me sapped of energy and with a cloudy mind most days because I'm still going to sleep very late. I'm just waking up very early, so I'm not getting much sleep, which is also why I've been a little bit chatty in voice chat the last couple days. Mike could probably tell you about that a couple days ago. And conversely, because I'm having trouble putting it's weird. When I'm like sleep deprived, I get very chatty in voice, but at the same time, like text just like almost gives me a slight headache. So I've been very quiet, like not saying very much in the text chats. But either which way, so yeah, more Phasmophobia, more Endless Legend, maybe Total Warhammer if I can get my head in the right space. I really hope so because I fucking love that mod and I fucking love what it does. But on the group channel, let me pull this shit up. I've already got it up, but I put it in the back tab. Give me a second. Okay. So, on January 15th, turning into Vegeta a little bit there, on Monday, WWE 2K23 GM mode, weeks 14 through 16. On January 16th, Tuesday, Tao Taito.
Yeah.
I love the fighting games videos we do, where it's not until we get to the end of the video that we figure out an important mechanic of the game.
Yep.
Those are always the great ones. On January 17th, Wednesday, more Melty Blood. On January 17th, Wednesday as well, Dead by Daylight. Someone save Ace Visconti. That is probably the start of the Ace Visconti.
Yep, that is definitely the start of Ace Visconti.
And once the Ace Visconti starts, there's no stopping it.
Yep.
On January 18th, Thursday, Blood and Bacon. Save me from the wee pigs. They're too quick for me. I'm proud of that one. Anytime I can get a reference, that's my fucking favorite. That's like my fucking favorite gag from Simpsons. So anytime I get a reference into that, I'm so happy.
The best
January 9th. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the best part is I had no means to title that video. That's not even in the video. that's just the name of the video.
January 19th, Friday, The Realist MK Killer, Bloodstorm. Okay, so that one's coming out in a cluster of fighting game videos that we record actually pretty recently. Bloodstorm, we did not record recently. That's like almost a year ago we recorded Bloodstorm.
Yep.
And I'll say, like, Paws of Fury was obviously the worst fighting game we have ever recorded.
No balls.
Balls didn't feel like I was playing underwater. I didn't know what the fuck was happening, but I could at least see response to my controls.
No,
and characters at least had had more than 3 buttons and more than 1 frame of animation.
You see, I disagree, because here's the thing. Balls and Paws of Fury objectively play the same. So the major which I know, because while putting the list together, I played them back to back. So Balls and Paws of Fury objectively play the fucking same, like 90%. The difference,
No, go ahead, finish your point.
The difference for me is Paws of Fury has less frames of animation, but has technically nicer art. Technically.
So when I look at them, when I look at Balls and Paws, I can see at least some degree of like inspired idea there. There's some degree of neat idea there. When I look at Bloodstorm on Friday, that game not only is visually assault on the eyes, because my god, that is probably the ugliest fighting game we have ever played. And that uglier than Paws of Fury, which is saying something.
Yeah.
But that game is just so badly the damn, like, it's like Rob Liefeld in the 90s. All right, who's your new character? It's Murder Blood.
I mean, Bloodstorm, I think you say this in the video. I don't remember because it's been so long and I haven't watched it since I uploaded the video. But Bloodstorm is the Mortal Kombat game that they put in TV. Like it is the we don't want to license out Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, so have a couple of interns make something of just 2 sprites jiggling at each other.
Yeah.
On Friday, January 20th, the much more entertaining Blood Warrior.
Yeah. A lot of blood this week.
Yeah. Another Mortal Kombat knockoff, though a actually entertaining and fun one, though of course bad, but still fun one. Because Bloodstorm, that one was painful. I mean, I'm glad that we did it, because my god, that's a special kind of bad.
I mean, the best part of the best part of Bloodstorm was how I immediately, if memory serves, I immediately went with the guy who just for no reason had John Tarbane's like canon thing, and your characters were just mute or whatever moot. At that point, never mind the fact that you unlock special moves by beating people.
Oh boy.
But yeah, what were you saying about Blood Warriors?
I think that I had reached the end of my point, and if I hadn't, then I've forgotten.
All right. So yeah, don't we have anything on Saturday?
Saturday is Blood Warrior.
Oh, okay. I misremembered then. So yeah, that's the week.
Yeah. All right. So, for the topic, we were thinking, what's one game series that you're already fond of and that you don't want the series itself to change, but you look at the series and you're like, man, there could be a really fire spin-off that would just be like in a different genre. And the example I gave before the podcast when pitching the topic was Halo has the spin-off Halo Wars. Halo is an FPS, Halo Wars is an RTS. And the two have pretty well no overlap in terms of how their gameplay works. But it's just that Halo, somebody played Halo and was like, hey, this actually, we got different unit types here, different playstyles. This could work as an RTS. And hey, Halo Wars is a solid RTS. Like something along those lines.
I mean, there's an immediately easy one that I can throw out because it's something that even the devs have pitched, but it got turned down, if memory serves.
What's that?
Assassin's Creed fighting game.
Yeah. Yeah, I just happened to look over at Tekken and I thought, oh, Tekken is a Muso. Well, that kind of already existed for one thing in Tekken 6, but also in Tekken 5. But like many game series could work as fighting games or as Musos, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Assassin's Creed Muso. Developed by
Assassin's
Capcom.
Creed Muso actually could work. Also could work. I mean, like, once you get good at the gameplay in the Assassin's Creed games, you will absolutely be killing whole crowds of people without taking a single hit. Yes.
Yeah.
Not in a singular juggle combo, but you will be killing off. Not 500. You won't kill off 1,000 people by the time the level is over, but there is a very good chance that you can kill off 100 or 200 people in a certain mission sometimes.
Okay, but imagine if they just started juggling people with the hidden blades and then shooting them with the hidden gun.
Yeah. Well, then the natural response is like, then you get like the Muso notification, like, Cesare Borgia has entered the field, and he's on the opposite side doing juggle combos to like generic assassins.
Yeah. But also, like, I also had this image of, like, as he always just shooting a crowd of people, they're all getting juggled by the same gunshot somehow. He's just shooting them constantly. In the like lower left corner, whatever is Italian for smoking sexy style just comes up.
Yeah. Ezio activates his super move. He just takes flight on like fucking. No, he calls in the Da Vinci tank. Yeah, Assassin's Creed is a fighting game. That would especially be weird. Like, would it have to be like the Animus is bugging out, all of the assassins from the series are fighting each other?
I mean, it can be very easily explained away the same way that Ubisoft has explained everything away. Abstergo wanted to make this. That's it.
Yeah. It's actually a training program for Templar warriors.
Yes. If you like, fuck it out, you choose, I don't know, Shay Cormac. You're going to combo trials. It says light punch. Like,
yeah.
Fucking light kick, heavy punch.
There could be a couple AC characters that wouldn't be bad for air combos.
I mean, like, unironically, Ezio could probably get a fucking get like one of those Strider glider like stances in the air because he had the glider from Da Vinci.
Yeah, I was about to say Ezio would definitely get air dashes.
He's just that good. He doesn't need the glider either.
Didn't one of the two protagonists in Syndicate have a zipline gimmick she could
Both
use,
of
or a
them.
grapple gun gimmick she could
Both
use?
of them did.
Okay, well, they would both have air dashes.
Yeah.
Well, they'd be doing the fucking scorpion spear in midair.
Yeah.
Which,
like
now
okay.
Scorpion can do the scorpion spear in midair, so I guess it's still whatever.
Yeah, like the Fry Twins would get you would get like the Bionic Commando arm stuff. Ezio gets a lot of movement. He's the only character in the game who has KOF dodges. Ratoha Keaton can turn into animals.
I know these aren't your favorite games. Wouldn't it make sense for the for Bayek and the chick from Odyssey to get the KOF dodges because they're Dark Souls protagonists?
I guess
there's also the Valhalla dude, but who gives a shit? Okay, so it's canonically the protagonist of Odyssey is a chick, right?
Odyssey, yes. Valhalla, also yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I would also say the Valhalla chick. I mean, they'd have to bring in all the protags, but out of the villains, like, how many of them will be playable? Because, like, Cesare Borgia maybe could work. Would you do Rodrigo Borgia?
Yes.
And is Rodrigo Borgia the only hand-to-hand? Is Rodrigo Borgia the boxer character?
Yes. Rodrigo Borgia is not only the boxer character, he plays 1-to-1 exactly like Balrog.
I was about to say, is he Balrog or Dudley?
He's Balrog. 100%. Are you kidding?
Yeah, he is a pretty big guy.
Yeah, like they could do them. Al-Mualim
How many fighting games? Okay, wait. Yeah. How many fighting games have a fighting pope?
None. They're all cowards.
I mean, we've had
That's
fighting priests.
Yeah.
A couple fighting priests. Not as much as we need, but we've had a couple.
Yeah, we've had fighting priests, but I don't think there's specifically like a pope. There's only priests. Let's see for other villains. They could do the guy Steric from Syndicate. He could just be Gil. Kind of. Oh. He could get resurrection at least because that was his gimmick in the game.
Okay, what if Al-Mualim is there and he sucks for the most part, but then his supers are amazing because he just uses the Apple of Eden?
Oh, no, that's the thing. Like if you fight Al-Mualim, then in theory you should be drugged. So he has illusion powers more or less. Like he's the Basara.
Wait. Would Al-Mualim just have Morgan's super where there's two of her, one on either side of you?
Yes, Al-Mualim. In Assassin's Creed 1, Al-Mualim does shadow clone jutsu.
Yeah, so, that makes sense.
So yes. Let's see.
Like, I feel like even if you were to, like, with this mixed cast of villains, you would have, like, confusion of, like, well, if you put in Cesare Borgia never really does any weird shit with the Eden tech or anything like that. Every time that you see Cesare Borgia, he's just kind of a regular dude. He's just an asshole. And also a good fighter, because, you know, he's nobility, warrior nobility in Renaissance Europe, but still. But then you would have Rodrigo Borgia or Al-Mualim, who would absolutely be doing some degree of fucking Eden artifact bullshit.
Yeah. Then, let's see. You could have, Hayden. Hayden would have to be in because he's a fan favorite. But he is a villain.
Yeah, Haytham. Yeah, there's no... Like, Haytham, honestly, I would think if they did an AC fighting game, I could absolutely see, like, okay, one of two scenarios. Haytham gets into the game and Connor doesn't until, like, the second or third season of DLC, or Haytham is the pre-order bonus, right? Yeah.
Connor, I think they would have to, like, there would be two versions. Yeah.
Haytham is to Assassin's Creed what Biken is to Guilty Gear.
Yeah. They only love Haytham for his boobs.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like Connor would need.
Okay.
Connor would need two variants because he would need to have a regular variant from the base game, and then he would need a variant that turns into animals.
Connor. Okay. The thing about Connor, I've always said, is that like character-wise, he's so fucking boring. But his design and his fighting style, he's so fucking cool. So like if they did do an Assassin's Creed fighting game, I would absolutely main Connor because he's so fucking cool. But he's so boring.
I mean, if they
yeah,
what?
Have you ever seen Team 4-Star's version of the Broly movie?
Probably. Yes.
Do you remember
yes.
that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that Vegeta doesn't fight Broly until the very end because his mind is broken and he just keeps repeating, "He's so cool, but he's so fucking dumb."
Yeah.
Like, just replace dumb with boring, and that's my reaction to Connor.
Yeah. But yeah, like the Connor would be an interesting character.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I would main the chick from Liberation.
Yeah, Avelina Grampe.
Crocodile suplexer.
She would be the BDSM character. She would be Whip because she has a whip.
No, wait. Wouldn't they make her like? Wouldn't she be the Gan of the cast?
No, I think that should be Connor because Connor's whole thing in the DRC, or the King Washington DRC, is that he can switch between animal forms. So they could make him the Sand Switcher and then just have Aveline be something else.
But doesn't Aveline have the gimmick in the games that she switches between assassin style and like civilian style?
No, she has the gimmick of changing clothes. Which
okay, I thought those made major gameplay changes.
Technically, I mean, I guess it's the major gameplay changes that they make is that you only have certain tools in civilian and nobility outfits, and in an assassin outfit is like constantly in notoriety, but you have all of your tools.
Yeah. Well, Washington also creates a question of like, how do they handle some of the somewhat more recent historical figures? Would King Washington be one of the playable characters?
Yeah.
Specifically the King variant? Would they be so bold as to have playable Machiavelli?
I mean,
a lot.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of the Italian Renaissance figures people wouldn't recognize. Machiavelli's a name that most people know.
See, that's the thing though. Like, I love Machiavelli. I would have to play him.
How much fighting does Machiavelli actually do? Because I never played AC2, but in Brotherhood, he pretty well never actually fights.
Well, that depends. If you're doing an escort mission and you get attacked, Machiavelli will help. But
yeah, that's true.
But aside from that, not much.
Okay, here's the other character they'd need from Origins other than Bayek and his wife. The Hippo. It's just a hippo.
Oh, you mean the animal hippo, not the guy named the hippo?
Yeah. Is there a guy named the Hippo?
Yes. He's the guy. He's the guy that you if memory serves. The hippo is the member of the Order of the Ancients that you try to kill, which then goes into the retcon of Bayek cutting off his own finger for the hidden blade.
Oh, I was actually talking about like, because I've seen clips of people playing that game and they get attacked by hippos.
Oh yeah, no, hippos are scary. Yes.
Like, I imagine that I would love for it to be a themed fighting game, and then there's just a hippo there, and one of the Abstergo guys looks up from the video game console. He's like, guys, is there supposed to be a hippo in here? And they just shrug.
Yeah.
Well, we put it in by accident, but nobody's done anything to take it out. So
no, see, we justify this by going. We added the assassins.
The hippo is another Desmond ancestor.
No. because people don't need to be Desmond's ancestors. Bayek isn't Desmond's ancestor, for example. But so they justify that by going, we have added all of the people that the assassins considered their greatest enemies. So like for Ezio you have the Borgias, for Altair you have Al Mualim, for Bayek you have the hippo, the animal, the hippo.
Yeah. Like the message did not make its way down the chain of command properly.
No. Bayek actually hates the hippo animals more than the actual person. the guy who was in on the conspiracy to kill his son. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, AC is a fighting game, or Muso. That's pretty good. Conversely, is a fighting game. Not to stick too hard to the fighting games thing, but I am now having a laugh looking over. I just happened to look over and see the name Max Payne on my game shelf. Rockstar fighting game. What do you think?
Oh, I thought you meant just Max Payne. Like Max has a stand. He summons the ghost of his dead wife.
Well, I'm not sure you could have many playable characters in that one. It'd just be like Max Payne, Mona Sachs, and like, is there anyone else in the Max Payne games that is even vaguely on Max's level other than Mona?
See what you do with this is you make it a fighting game like One Punch Man, where it's not the match isn't about it isn't about fighting Max. It's about fighting until Max gets here, because if he gets here, you're both dead.
Yeah. That's good. That's good shit. I love the One Punch Man game. They explicitly went, no, he's not a character, he's a mechanic.
Yeah. But yeah, Rockstar fighting game, I mean, that could work. You could have both of the Marstons. You could have okay. Arthur is in the game. Micah is in the game. Fatalities are only in the game as long as they're the people facing off.
Well, John's the one that canonically hits Micah with a fatality, so...
That's true.
Not only that, John kills Micah with Deadeye, so that was almost custom fatality in a sense. You get to choose where Micah got shot.
Yeah.
Which I have to reiterate, when I played Red Dead 2 and I got to that, as soon as the Deadeye on Micah started, I pointed the cursor up at Micah's face and put all 6 cursors on Micah's head. So John rattles off 6 quick bullets, all straight into Micah's face. And the thing is, no matter where you shoot Micah, Micah will still play the animation of him taking a step back and then shrugging like, I guess I'm dead now. Then he falls over dead. Which, that animation looked great when I had turned Micah's face into fucking hamburger.
Yeah, I figure. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever seen like the Wojak of like the face melting off?
Maybe.
And it's like just a red blood skull meat face. I turned Micah into that, and he just walked over and shrugged.
Yeah. See, I didn't know about it when I beat the game, so I just shot him in the head once because I was going, well, maybe he'll live. Maybe I need to preserve my bullets. If I played through Red Dead 2 again, I would just put all of the shots into his balls.
It never occurred to me. I'm not sure that would work. I would have to imagine they make you put at least one in somewhere fatal. But like, my God, it never occurred to me to even try. Like, what if you just put all the guns into his fucking knee and Micah still just shrugs and dies anyways? Like, yeah, fuck it, not worth living without my knee.
Yeah.
I guess no matter what, Dutch shot Micah in the chest, so no matter what, you can say that's fatal.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I guess the only thing that I think would be a problem for a Rockstar-based fighting game is Jimmy.
Jimmy. The issue with Jimmy is a bunch of grown men beating up a teenager,
which is already in the game.
Yeah, that's true. Jimmy, like, well, there'd have to be not be fatalities because no one's killing Jimmy. But Jimmy is already the best built as a fighting game character. Most of Jimmy's stuff is hand to hand. He doesn't have that good of ranged options.
Yeah. The slingshot.
Like, Jimmy would probably actually be the bully character. Well, I didn't even mean to say that. The words exited my lips and then it occurred to me.
It is correct, though.
What I mean to say is Jimmy would probably be the character that would be most built around like intense block strings and loads of pressure and then leading into mix-ups.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, other than that...
Okay, imagine this. The GTA 5 protagonists are all one character. They're ice climbers.
See, the issue with that is that Franklin's a little bit too bland.
Yeah.
Like, Trevor could absolutely work as, again, a bruiser character. Like a manic kind of rushdown character. Michael would probably just be... Michael's is probably as close as GTA as any Rockstar protagonist would get to being a Shoto, I think. Oh, man. For Max, okay, so in Injustice 2... Red Hood has two special moves. One where he dives towards the opponent while shooting his gun, and one where he dives away from his opponent while shooting his gun. That gives Red Hood tremendous screen control. Max would just have that.
Yes, Max would not only have that, but it would work like Roman cancel.
Okay, so here's the thing: when you press it in the right stick in the Max Payne games, it activates slow-mo without diving. So Max would totally just have that as a super.
Yeah.
Would Tommy Vercetti just have, like... Well, you remember the Rampage pills that he could take in Vice City that would start mission of just kill everybody?
Yeah.
Like, would it just be Berserker Vercetti? He's just high?
Yeah.
In memoriam to Ray Liotta, we don't have anyone come in to voice new lines for Vercetti. We just get old lines of Ray Liotta screaming.
CJ is the random bullshit Go character.
Yeah, CJ is absolutely CJ has a fucking jetpack.
CJ has foot dive.
If CJ's Doctor Doom, then what's his hidden missiles?
He just has hidden missiles. It's just hidden missiles. He even has that.
So I saw. Have you ever seen Lythero's lobby shenanigans videos?
No.
I highly recommend at least his Marvel vs. Capcom ones. They're just him and a couple friends playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's pretty funny. But at one point, one of the people in it mentions they desperately want somebody to mod Doctor Doom to replace his hidden missiles, the little missiles, replace them with just miniature Doctor Dooms doing foot dives.
Yes. Correct.
Doctor Doom has hidden silos all over the globe of miniature versions of himself.
Shit. All right, let's see who other Rockstar. Okay, is Kanan Lynch Rockstar? I forget.
No.
Okay, it's just very Rockstarian.
Midnight Club, I think, which would just be a car.
Okay. Table tennis.
Yeah.
There's just a sentient ping pong paddle. Fuck you.
Big Smoke and Ryder is a tag team character.
Yeah, they're the maids.
Yeah. Even do it like the maids. They're like there's spots on the characters like Big Smoke, Ryder, Big Smoke and Ryder.
Yeah, Big Smoke has the rugs, and Ryder has the broom.
Yeah,
like it's genuinely just a conversion of the maids.
Yeah. Ryder somehow ends up as the only command grab character in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Arthur's a weird one because, like, you know, you could give a lot of the gun and lasso stuff to John, then Arthur gets, I guess, the melee mechanics of Red Dead 2, which would not only make him a grappler, but also make him the Geese Parry character.
Yeah.
Predictable, boy.
He just starts coughing.
Yeah.
Like, his idle stance is him coughing like fucking Ukyo, I think, in some show.
His level 3 super, he spits in your mouth. Your character now just takes poison damage for the rest of the round. Beat Arthur before the tuberculosis kills you. Well,
yeah.
Part of the issue of that one is if you include Red Dead Revolver, you'd have a cast of largely down to earth, realistic characters who can do some weird stuff. Trevor would probably have a lot of weird moves, but then the Red Dead Revolver characters are just anime bullshit.
Yeah.
Pig Josh, a morbidly obese man covered in dynamite, runs at you and explodes. He is completely unharmed. Like, when I say anime bullshit, I mean Red Dead Revolver straight up just has a bunch of anime bullshit in it.
Yeah, it's Capcom.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's a Capcom game with a Rockstar label slapped on it. And I still find it hilarious that the Deadeye mechanic has stuck around into Redemption, because it effectively means that in a much more realistic take on the Old West, nonetheless, John Marston, Arthur Morgan, and presumably Micah all still have some degree of like some degree of anime power. Like, they've got, like, what's the word? Like, Dragon Ball has something similar to, like, Dragon Ball, JoJo, One Piece, those all have something similar to that sort of technique of slow down time for a little bit. Like, what am I thinking of? Like, okay, John, Arthur, and Micah all have Ultra Instinct.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what we're going with. I can say that, or I can say hockey.
Yeah, I mean, in JoJo, the thing is, like, in JoJo, they never named the time fucking mechanics because there's too many of them, for one. And for two, they're more like stand exclusive than they are mechanics specifically that stands can tap into. Like, you know, the world can stop time, and Star Platinum can stop time because they are similar to the world. But that's it. Man's Man, or whatever, the Man's World, that's a different stand, by the way, from Part 7, that can also stop time. But that's also because it's similar to the world. And then there's Killer Queen, which makes explosions big enough to just go back through time. And bloody hell. Oh yeah, D4C. Yeah, Dirty Deeds Under Cheap. That can wait, no, that's not a time that's a space power, not a time power, I guess. Never mind.
Okay, I just now remembered that Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 still have plenty of supernatural bullshit, come to think of it. And obviously Redemption 1 has Undead Nightmare, which is loaded with supernatural. But even without Undead Nightmare, do you remember the mysterious stranger?
From New Vegas? Yes.
Well, you know, he's not the mysterious stranger. He's just the stranger.
Ah.
Right, I think you missed those stranger missions, just like I did.
Probably, yeah.
The stranger in Red Dead Redemption 1 is a man in a top hat and mustache who seems to appear to John at several times and offers him moral choices and encourages him into temptation.
Wait, no, I met him.
Right. Did you see the last of his missions?
Probably not.
When you run into him up near John's house, and he just talks to John and says a bunch of weird, creepy stuff. And he looks down at the ground, and he's standing on the spot where John's going to be buried after he dies. He looks down and he says, "This is a good spot." And he freaks John out so bad, John pulls his gun and shoots at him. The bullets just pass through him completely harmlessly.
Nice.
And of course, in Red Dead 2, Arthur at different points fights a vampire, ghosts and a Cthulhu cult out in the swamps.
Of course.
Like that, the swamp ghost is one of the wildest things I've ever found out about in a Rockstar game. Well, Bully, you remember Bully? You actually summon aliens.
Yes. You know, I have a funny story with Bully. Because, as you know, I've never played it. I own it, but I still haven't booted it up because I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I don't know what it is. I guess just time. But yeah, I used to watch these videos where it was just, you know, just basically GTA conspiracy theories, or like Rockstar Games conspiracy theories, for lack of a better term. It was like mysteries and conspiracy theories. And one of the ones, I don't know which channel this was. The video might not even exist anymore. I wouldn't know. But one of them was just like anarchism in Bully, and it's just like, we have these anarchist symbols in Bully, and I went, hey, that's cool. And yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, I don't think technically I qualify as an anarchist, but that's probably the closest thing to something I am, but you know. Anarchism is fucking dumb.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I would argue politics, but right now not only is my head in a dumber headspace, but also I am feeling a mighty bathroom trip coming upon me, but I think I can hold it off for a while longer. Okay, gotta get my head out of the fighting game headspace. Okay, how many game series can you turn into a racing game? How many games could we introduce?
Devil May Cry Racing.
Actually, yeah.
Devil May Race.
That one, Dante on a bike, of course. He's riding, what's the name of the bike? Son of a bitch. I forget the name of the bike in 5. It's been too long since I've played 5. I need to play 5 again. Dante on a bike. Lady also rides a bike. Hers isn't a demon bike, though. It's just a regular one. Nero is in the passenger seat as Nico drives a van.
Yeah.
And every time you crash the van in the game, you hear Nero cussing Nico out. Okay, it would have to be like Twisted Metal, where you get, like, each vehicle gets unique super moves. And that one, the super move would be Nero hops on top of the van and starts shooting at other cars, right?
Yeah.
Virgil, what the hell did... Virgil, I don't think, ever takes a vehicle.
Virgil runs.
V just is carried around by Griffin.
Yeah.
The giant spider boss from Devil May Cry 1 is just one of the racers. He just runs as a spider.
Yeah.
A big stupid lava spider. Devil May Cry 4 Satan Pope flies around again with a cross behind him or whatever. Well, it wasn't a cross, but whatever symbol of Sparta. His super move, he turns into the super duper giant statue of Sparta.
Okay, I have a joke answer for turning a game series into another genre.
What's that?
Call of Duty dating sim.
Well, you say that, but everybody would just romance Soap or Price. Are Soap and Price the same person?
I forget.
Because there's Soap, there's Price, there's Roach, all those characters that people worship from Modern Warfare.
Yeah. Okay, this is it. I tried to go with the verse combination that I could come up with. I mean, it's not. I guess it's not the verse, but it would still be interesting. Assassin's Creed rhythm game.
it's just Ezio doing the bit from Revelations of him taking a shit on the old. Who are the obnoxious guys that run up to you with loot and you have to throw money at them to
the
go
bards.
away? Yeah, it's just Ezio doing his I hate bards routine again.
Yeah.
And of course, Edward singing with his crew. Wait, they each have a different instrument, and Ezio's got his knockoff lute. Edward's instrument is his crew.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though, like, okay, we need a lot of songs. Okay, Ezio sung like 4. They weren't good, but you know, he sung like 4. Edward had his crew just be a thing. Alright, like, the game's original soundtracks don't work for this, which is why I went with this, because like, okay, so how do we make these characters dance to the Esper Kid soundtracks? Which, like, technically, I guess you could remix them, but then that would kind of lose out on the fun.
I
was gonna say, I was ironically gonna say, yo, why haven't they made a Kingdom Hearts Redeem game yet? Then I remembered Velocity of Memories.
Yeah.
That thing literally exists, Eddie.
Okay. Stupid idea. Kingdom Hearts strategy game.
I think that might exist. That depends on which sort of strategy, I guess.
On one hand, you got like the hero faction, and that's like a couple of the major Keyblade wielders, so Sora, Kairi, Riku, Aqua, and then an assortment of Disney heroes, whichever ones functioned as guest party members, so Hercules, Jack, the other Jack, Ariel. Then you got Heartless, then Nobodies, and then let's say
the Primal,
Disney villains.
And then the Disney villains, yeah. Or the Unversed, yeah, that was their name.
I guess the Disney villains would probably be like the hero units for the Heartless, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Maleficent and Pete still are in charge of the Heartless, aren't they?
Yes, if memory serves. So, the Unversed or the Heartless. The Unversed are not... well, the Unversed are, if memory serves, controlled by Xehanort. Then Maleficent and Pete take them over once they've become the Heartless. And then the Nobodies are controlled by Organization 13, which is controlled by Xehanort, but not really, haha.
Yeah, uh-huh. I've said this before, it always cracks me up that the twist of Kingdom Hearts 3 is, actually, Xehanort, cool dude. The real villain? That incredibly annoying boss from Kingdom Hearts 2 that you fought twice. What?
See, like that's still a thing though. Like I still need to beat Kingdom Hearts 3 again, right? So I can remember what actually happens, because from what I remember, is Xehanort or whatever, yeah, Xehanort isn't shown to be like a cool dude. It's just like Luke Skywalker comes down from the sky from being dead. He just goes, "Yo, dude, shut the fuck up! I'll take you away." And then he does, and then it's like, oh no, the guy, the boss that you fought twice in Kingdom Hearts 2, and then like 3 more times in Bird by Sleep, he's the real villain.
Like, my understanding was it was almost like a complete, like, I don't think it was even like a Orochimaru level of like, well, no, you're still a douchebag, we just kind of forgive you for some reason. Like, my understanding was they retconned it in like that man style, that no, actually Xehanort the whole time was meaning well to do all the right stuff. He just went about it the wrong way or whatever, or it didn't work out. And suddenly it's like, actually everything that really went wrong was Zigbar's fault. Even though in Kingdom Hearts 2, both times you see Zigbar, he's just kind of a regular Organization 13 goon who's just an asshole and doesn't seem to have anything beyond that.
See, from what I remember, the thing that how they pulled off the twist was that Xehanort got corrupted by the darkness. So like initially he started out trying to do good, but then he was corrupted very quickly, and then he was just an asshole. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff happens. He goes to like I think the best way I can put it, for at least the part that I understand, is Luke Skywalker takes him to heaven jail,
Yeah.
and that's we see of him. And then Zigbar is revealed. No. I know Zigbar is revealed to be no. I got it. Zigbar is revealed to be a more important pawn. So he's not the big villain. The big villain is actually a guy who we don't know yet, who has been introduced. He has had screen time, but he is deliberately unseen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Zigbar was more important than Xehanort because he knew more, but he's still not the big bad. The big bad is someone who is higher than Xehanort. Or not Xehanort, Zigbar, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. Like the thing is, like, I enjoy these games. I'm even fine with the story getting to this point where I get fucking caught up in the names and shit. Please, I don't want to watch someone play through the mobile gacha to understand the story.
Like, these things remind me, like, Kingdom Hearts 3 going from being the finale to the series to being just the finale to the Xehanort saga. Like, I'm reminded of similarly, like, Devil May Cry, them saying Devil May Cry 5 is the end of the Son of Sparta saga, and them saying Tekken 7 was the end of at least the Heihachi saga or whatever. And each of those 3 times, I was like, is it really, though?
Yeah.
Xehanort is coming back. That's undeniable. Devil May Cry, if they ever do a Devil May Cry 6, that one, I don't know. I can buy that at the very least Virgil's done being an antagonist. Like, Virgil's pretty well just going to settle into the Vegeta role of, like, yeah, there's Virgil. He's a dick, but he's part of the team. Whatever. Tekken, we know Heihachi's coming back.
Yeah.
He might already be coming back. It's strongly suspected that his ghost is possessing that daughter of his.
Ah, nice.
Because she's apparently doing Heihachi exclusive moves that are suspicious for being Heihachi exclusive moves.
Ah.
Which, in that case, Heihachi achieved what M. Bison always wanted to do, which was turn himself into a hot chick.
Yeah,
so...
Like, it's really funny to think about how Bison, like, Bison is like Loki trans. Fuck it.
Uh-huh. Like, it's... At this point, for Bison and Heihachi, the 2 main villains of their respective series, though in Heihachi's case, boy, did that turn around. Like... But, like, for 2 out of the, like, 3 legendary, huge fighting game franchises to be that way, it almost makes me wonder if at some point it's going to turn out that Shao Kahn actually didn't want Mileena to be his daughter. He told Shang to put him in Mileena's body, but Shang at some point was just like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Shang, I want to be a hot chick that eats people. Sure thing, Shao. Mileena, get out of here. Get out of here. Run.
It's all questionable transgender representation. Always has been.
Yeah. Dude, One Piece has the most fucking transgender representation I've ever seen getting back into that shit.
I remember them, him. I think they use he him pronouns. I forget. But
like,
I remember hearing about this character who is presenting as a woman, but uses male pronouns, if memory serves.
Yeah, there's like every possible variation of it. Like, I think once they get to, like, the second to last arc, there's 2 characters both who are very much like trans, but in opposite directions. And, like, there is one of the heroes they introduced halfway through the series is a character whose superpower is the ability to change hormones, which apparently just enables them to fully just completely change someone's, like, sex right there on the spot. And it's a common theory, it's implied possibly, that one of the earlier introduced villains, one of the villains that I grew up with, who is presented entirely as a dude at that point, may have actually been born a chick, but at some point the gender change hero got him.
See, you think that the gender change hero would just have a lot of money?
No, it's honestly like the gimmick is the well, they themselves use the power on themselves to change gender constantly, so I'm not sure what the hell to refer to them as. But they well, the gimmick with One Piece is that there's all over the world devil fruit, right? And eating them gives you power. And they have names like, Luffy ate the gum gum fruit, which effectively which makes him a rubber man, like Mr. Fantastic, effectively.
Yeah.
And the character I'm talking about ate the horm fruit, as in HORM.
Yeah.
And it's just their superpowers to change the hormones. Also, they're a giant.
I'm not imagining that gif I posted in the pictures thread. Estrogen.
Yes, actually, yes. Legitimately, yes. That is the character's superpower.
Nice.
They wave their hand, and it's just woman, and then they wave their hand again, man. Like, the character's introduced being in prison with Luffy, and he's friends with Luffy's dad, or they're friends with Luffy's dad, so they're explaining, like, yeah, me and your dad, yeah, we were close and all this. One of the other characters in the prison runs up to go shank the person. They just wave their hands. The prisoner gets turned into a chick right there on the spot. And then everyone else in the prison is like, and that's why we don't fuck with that person.
Yeah.
Like, you may succeed in killing them, but they're going to do that to you first, so just don't.
Like the thing with that character is that, like, if they were written in the West, and if they were written in the West today, then that they would be shouting shit like their privileges already revoked, or I have now introduced you to the menstrual cycle.
The character's more than a little bit funny and hammy, so I would not be shocked if they do shout that.
I don't know what you shout to women when you turn them into men.
Tip privileges revoked.
Yeah.
Dick privileges activated. Skedaddle, skadoodle. Your hole is now a noodle.
That's the one. Oh, shit. So, yeah. Okay. I said this before, but I think it would be very funny. WWE, like social sim RPG. Just do Persona with WWE.
That's what people initially thought SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 was.
But yeah, just do that, but more involved.
Yeah. I mean, like, that would be the cool part of, like, if they ever did season mode again, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would be like you'd have to, like, because universe mode has already where you have 5 friend slots and 5 foe slots. And that's a pretty inelegant way of doing it that oftentimes doesn't even feel like it's actually really a relevant mechanic. But give me just a second. Soon's also asking me for something. Actually, you go ahead with another thing while I do this.
All right. Another thing. Let's see. I was gonna joke open world Tekken, but that's a thing that exists.
Yeah.
All right. I can't come up with any more weird combinations, honestly.
Oh no, this is not a good time.
Yeah, let me turn on the PS4 and see if I have anything downloaded that could influence me, I guess. All right. I'm still trying to get my shit together. Any minute now. Oh no, it's doing the thing. So my Agatha started doing this thing where sometimes when I turn on OBS, it will just cease working. All right, to the okay, I guess okay. Now it's working. So, all right, open world Danganronpa.
What?
Yeah, just fuck it. Morokuma has taken over. Like, see, here's the thing. Like, immediately one of the joke ones I could answer is like Persona dancing. That exists. I own those games.
Yeah, I mean, like, in terms of like, there's also something to be said for like the ones that have already happened that are like memey as fuck. Mortal Kombat, right? Mortal Kombat, there's a good solid 3 or 4 for that one. There's chess combat, puzzle combat, motor combat.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think I've run out. Because most of the things that I own tend to either be memey already.
Okay,
Or just not
you've already
required.
seen
Yeah.
jokes about Silent Hill Pro Skater, which
Yeah.
admittedly Pro Skater can be applied to a lot of games and instantly be funny. And there's probably several game stages that would be great as Pro Skater stages.
Darkest Dungeon Pro Skater.
Darkest Dungeon Pro Skater, Halo Pro Skater. You know that several of the Covenant spaceships would be crazy cool to skateboard in. But there's got to be something else stupid for Silent Hill other than survival horror.
I mean, Silent Hill dancing is a good one.
What about Silent Hill with a Grand Theft Auto gameplay formula?
I mean, what do you jack? Because you can jack cars. Cars don't work.
Well, what? I'm trying to think how stupid. Okay, so here's the thing. Have you ever seen footage of Silent Hill Shattered Memories?
Yes.
Or not Shattered Memories, Downpour.
Yes.
Okay, have you seen a complete playthrough of Downpour?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember that when you actually get into the town proper, that at least in the opening stretch of the town proper, on the streets, there are police cars driving around that are actually just police cars. Everything else is still Silent Hill. There's fog, there's monsters, whatever. There's police cars driving around that always have their sirens running. And if you happen to be in front of them when they drive up, they stop in place perfectly. Like it's like they don't hit the brakes and come to a rolling stop. No, they just suddenly freeze as if like perfect stop, right?
Yeah.
Cessation of all momentum, defying the laws of physics. And then the screen turns black for a second, like it's going through a scene transition. And then the car is replaced by 3 enemies.
Nice.
Like Imagine they're replaced by like fucking mannequins or lying figures from Silent Hill 2. It's the dumbest, shittiest thing in that game. No, it isn't. But there's a lot of dumb, shitty things in that game. That is the one that, like, I rented Downpour like 10 years ago, back when game rentals were still a thing, and I was starting to get interested in Silent Hill. The opening stretch of Downpour I thought was pretty poor. I was like, there's at least some neat ideas here. I like the idea of picking up bricks and beating the monsters with them. That's cool. As soon as I saw that, I paused the game, put my controller down, laughed my ass off, laughed my way off the couch over to the game, to the Xbox 360, laughed my way all the way to the eject disc button, laughed my ass off as I put the disc back in the case, and then laughed my ass off as I took it back to the video game rental place.
Yeah.
That is the funniest, dumbest, terrible shit. I hate it.
Okay, Silent Hill shmup.
Silent Hill shmup. They did make a Silent Hill arcade shooter once.
Oh.
A laser gun game.
And I mean, that's not the same, but yeah.
It's about a light gun game, whatever. And it's about... okay, it's about the... Do you remember in the Historical Society going down the seemingly endless staircase, and there's the sound of the ship's foghorn going off?
Yes.
So it is the story of the ship that went down into Luca Lake. Is the light gun game is about the ship that went down into Luca Lake.
Okay, I just realized. I mean, another one that you can apply to like most anything, and it's a joke, is dating sim, and not visual novel, specifically dating sim. And you know that a Silent Hill dating sim would sell.
Yes, it would. I also looked over what stupid bullshit can you do with Resident Evil?
That's what they haven't done yet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can get dumber bullshit than the movies.
No, I've got the perfect idea.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Umbrella Science is the game. It's a Pokemon game. But instead of Pokemon, you're collecting Umbrella monsters.
See, I had a different idea. Resident Evil, but it's an arcade basketball game. You just play like the court that's behind the Raccoon City Police Depot.
Like, there are star players you can pick, and like Nemesis is a star player. He's incredibly slow, but no one's ever gonna steal the ball from him, and he's so fucking tall he can dunk without even jumping.
Yeah.
No, wait, Nemesis isn't slow. What the fuck am I thinking? Nemesis is lightning fast. My brain turned off there. No, Mr. X is slow. There we go. That's why my brain got mixed up. No, Nemesis is fucking fast. Nemesis would probably be the fastest character in the game, too. Nemesis would just be broken. He'd be the final boss.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could be more ballin' than Nemesis.
Wesker.
Mr. X, though, super slow, excellent defense, can dunk without even jumping. There you go.
Wesker would be balling more. He can teleport.
Hang on. Yeah, Wesker would be disgusting. Are the STARS members allowed to take guns in to even it out? Because, like, if they can't take in guns, then really the only thing any of the regular humans have going for them is, like, well, Chris has effectively super strength. I mean, he doesn't, but he does. He punches a boulder out of the way. I'm sorry, that's super strength. They can pretend he's a regular human, but he's not. Leon can roundhouse kick people across a fucking room, and he can suplex monsters, I guess.
Larry's also there.
Yeah. In fairness, Claire actually would have power against Wesker. Because one of the novels established that Wesker has the hots for Claire pretty bad. And Wesker also has the hots for Rebecca. And in Resident Evil 5, when Excella, who is a very good-looking woman, hits on Wesker constantly in that game, he constantly just blows her off and goes, nah. So Wesker is pretty close to, on some level, it's all been gags or questionable canonicity. But if you do assume that all that stuff is canonical, Wesker is canonically at least like on the edge of like epebophilia.
Which is?
Sexuality of teenagers. Let's see. Looking over at the old game shelf again for more ideas. There's a banger hidden here. Okay, not to be stuck on fighting games. Shadow of the Colossus fighting game. Who you picking?
The horse.
Oh. I was thinking for a second, like, the Wander is still a viable option.
Imagine if they made a Zelda fighting game and Epona is a character, like, separately from Link.
Yeah? We've already got Zelda Muso, right?
Yeah.
Which is really strange, because when you play those games proper, Link can sometimes just have trouble beating 2 or 3 guys, let alone 500, but whatever.
Yeah. Although I guess that does remind me that there needs to be a, like, I forget which game it was. Whatever. I remember playing a game, and it's a game where you can call on your horse. And I distinctly remember it might have been no, no, because there was a horse. Never mind. So yeah, you can call on the horse, and I distinctly remember there being this time when I was trying to. I cleared out a camp because it was part of our story mission, and to finish the mission, you have to kill the leaders. But the leaders could be anywhere in the camp. So I remember jumping down from a higher elevated position to a one that's lower with the horse, and the horse got stuck, more or less. So I left the horse there. Enemies followed me. The horse stood up on its hind legs and started boxing.
Yeah,
and then
everyone has that moment in Skyrim when they get attacked by a dragon while their horse is around, and the horse runs up and just starts punching the dragon.
You're right. It was Skyrim, and here's the kicker. I left to find the boss that I needed to kill, and the horse killed it.
Yeah.
Okay, the horse found the fucking guy before me and killed it.
Yeah, and it's Skyrim horses, so you probably also then saw him just standing on the wall, like laterally, looking at you like, hey.
Yeah.
Or standing on the ceiling.
But yeah, so yeah, just make a fighting game where one of the characters is just a horse on its hind legs doing Dudley moves. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like the less anthropomorphic the horse is, the better.
So, in Total War Warhammer, they have a tendency, on the old Warhammer tabletop, you would have a unit that would be a pack of animals, and then there'd be like a handler or two taking care of them, right?
Yeah.
Total War Warhammer, the system was not built well to handle the handlers, so the unit will just be the animals, and they still take orders for some reason. And some players take a lot of issue with that. They think it's dumb that a pack of animals will still take orders. So There was a mod that was made to parody it. See, it'll be like units like feral velociraptors or feral manticores or whatever. Someone put in a unit for the Bretonia, a modded unit for Bretonia. Feral horses.
Nice.
Uh,
But it was just gonna be like feral handlers.
feral handlers. Like that. And they've got like, cow catchers or whatever. So they're just running up to these dudes and tell them, no, sit, stay. Then they succeed, and now you've got a unit of trained humans. Feral humans. Feral skeletons. Dude.
Yeah.
Fallout strategy game. Oh my god, how did that not occur to either of us sooner?
I mean, there's a tabletop that's that.
No, but like a Fallout RTS. And like you can choose NCR, Legion.
Wait, that
House.
exists. It's not the New Vegas stuff, but isn't there Brotherhood of Steel?
So Brotherhood of Steel is not that. Brotherhood of Steel is a Diablo ripoff, and a pretty poor one at that.
Okay, then which one am I thinking of? Because there was
Fallout Tactics, which I believe was a turn-based game. And you put together your own Brotherhood of Steel chapter.
That's why I'm confusing it then. Yeah.
I think it's up near Detroit or Illinois. Like it's the only Fallout game set in the Midwest. But I mean, like an RTS, like NCR, Legion, House, Brotherhood, Enclave. Who else can you throw in there?
Super Mutants.
Institute. Super Mutants, actually, yes. The Master's Army. Like, if we're assuming this is an all-star situation, right? Because, like, the Master was already dead by the time the Enclave started coming back. And, the Enclave was never a problem for, let's say, House or the Institute. Well, actually, the Enclave probably was a problem for the Institute, wasn't it? Because Fallout 3 had the Enclave. Whatever. Anyways. Like, that could be pretty sweet, right?
Yeah.
Because House's army would just be different varieties of, like, Securitron and other robots. No, House would have a mixed army. Because he'd have a Securitrons, but he'd probably be able to build units from all three of the tribes underneath him, wouldn't he? White Gloves, Gamora, and the
Lucky 38? Or Tops.
Yeah, well, the Lucky 38 is just House.
Yeah, I forgot.
And his weird robot wives.
For the mercenaries, you just have, like, the kings.
Yeah, that would be an interesting question. Do you get to use the king? If Freeside was its own faction of just hobos, like they're just all weak, but you have to play around them being weak, that could be a cool play style.
They're all weak, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a separate faction that's Good Springs. You start out with Good Springs' hero character is a Pete. The more you have to level him up. He has this separate mechanic where
feed him money.
Yeah, he has the separate mechanic.
Feed him caps.
He has the separate mechanic where you have to level him up, and he goes from being easy Pete to being normal Pete to being hard Pete, and then being very hard Pete.
Wait, he's not normal Pete. He's intermediate Pete.
Yeah.
Dante must die, Pete.
Heaven or hell, Pete. Hell or hell, Pete.
What's the hard difficulty level in Kingdom Hearts?
Proud Pete.
Wasn't there like critical Pete?
Yeah, that's the very hard.
Earth Defense Force, the highest difficulty is Inferno. Inferno Pete. Oh, what will be some really stupid difficult? What were the names of the difficulty levels in Doom?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like, I'm too young to die.
I'm too young to die, Pete.
Yeah. And then I forget all of the other ones.
I'm looking it up.
One of them is Hell on Earth, I think.
I'm too young to die. Hey, not too rough. Hurt me plenty. Ultra violence. Nightmare.
Nightmare Pete. He gets he's dead.
I also like ultra violence, Pete.
Yeah.
Oh, now, oh, that's good. Like, Good Springs would be nothing but hero characters. It's like 6 dudes out there.
Yeah.
Just Chet. You put Chet on the field. Chet doesn't fight. He just makes the other players' caps disappear into your caps.
Yeah. Chet works like the spy from Civ.
Yeah. Chet, also, by the way, canonically the only member of Good Springs that if you help the Powder Gangers, they kill everyone in Good Springs except Chet, because Chet betrayed Good Springs to them.
Ah.
Fuck Chet. I remember that New Vegas speed run that IGN had the New Vegas devs watch, which is one of my favorite YouTube videos ever. They the player, as soon as he gets out of Doc Mitchell's house, goes straight over to Chet's shop, buys a couple of things, sells a couple of things, then shoots Chet in the face, blowing his head off, then leaves and then flies off into the skyline.
Nice.
Imagine that in the game. All right, Doc Mitchell fixed up that guy. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he just shot Chet in the face. Oh, there he goes, flying into space. Okay, what the fuck? Good shit.
Yeah. Okay, you know what would be fun?
What?
A Batman game that works like Armello.
Okay, in what way? Explain.
Just it's a skin for Armello. You're trying to take over Gotham. I don't know who you're trying to kill in the middle, I guess, but like you have the separate factions of, like, you know, your hero character is like, I don't know, the Riddler or Batman or Joker, and it's all the cards and it's all RNG. So it's like a D&D campaign.
So, well, will you be supervillains trying to beat Batman in the middle, or?
I guess so. Yeah, that could work.
Well, if you want to allow players to play as Batman, then I suppose you probably put like Falcone in the middle and say like, oh, it's the early days of Gotham, when Falcone wasn't completely irrelevant or dead.
Yeah. But yeah, making it so you're all the supervillains trying to kill Batman would, like, it could be an interesting way to adapt villainous, I guess.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say that I would prefer we go ahead and wrap things up right now, because my ass is about to explode.
All right, bye.
I had a very, very high protein meal for breakfast, and oh boy, it's hitting. So later, folks.